Toronto police are providing an update after 16 speed cameras were vandalized overnight. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, Senior Duty Officer Inspector Peter Wallace will be providing an update on damages to the automated speed enforcement cameras that have taken place across the City of Toronto in the last few days. Following his remarks, the DSO will take questions. Inspector?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being with us. I'm here to provide some more information on a series of occurrences that have taken place overnight on automated speed enforcement cameras across the city. As you may have heard, overnight there were 16 automated speed enforcement cameras damaged across the city. This is in addition to the Parkside speed camera that was cut down in the early hours of September 7th. At this time, I can tell you that officers are analyzing each occurrences to gather evidence and identify witnesses. We have additional investigative resources looking into each one of these occurrences. Our divisional major crime investigators will lead the investigation across the city. But this is ultimately a service-wide approach. If you have any information that may be helpful in identifying those responsible for damaging these cameras, please contact police. Or you can do so anonymously through Crime Stoppers at 416-222-TIPS. I'm going to show you some recent images captured of suspects at the Parkside speed cameras. As you can see, they are dressed in dark clothing to conceal their identities. We are also working with the City of Toronto on how to prevent further occurrences, and these conversations will continue in the coming days and weeks. I want to make one thing clear. Traffic enforcement continues, and our traffic officers will continue to enforce the law around speeding and other dangerous driving behaviors across the city. You will see continued traffic enforcement across the city, and you will also see our presence in locations where speed cameras were targeted by vandals. This is an active and ongoing investigation. I will now take some questions you may have.
16 cameras in one night certainly seems more than coincidental. Is it one of your working theories here that this is a group of people, a coordinated effort here?
I must tell you right now, we've taken this very seriously, and we are actively investigating because this is a serious criminal offense, mischief over. And those who are responsible for this will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
This is obviously the first time that we've seen images this clear. Have you captured anything a little bit more definitive that could actually give a hint of who these people are, or if they have additional people helping them?
Yeah, so we are continuing to investigate in this, and we're actively doing so. And so as the images become available, without compromising our investigation, we will certainly pass it on to our communities and also the media.
Is the Parkside camera the only one that you have a security camera watching?
At this time, it's very active. Right now, yes, we have at Parkside, and I can't say much right now in terms of our investigation.
But are you thinking about adding additional security cameras to some of these other locations that have been hit more than once?
Yes, these are conversations that are currently being had.
Inspector, several of these cameras are in high traffic areas, potentially residential neighborhoods. Other cameras have officers been canvassing neighborhoods to try and see people have doorbell cameras, security cameras, other things like that?
Yes, officers are actively in these areas. However, we also are appealing for the public's assistance. In anything anyone saw or heard, please contact the police, contact your local division or Crime Stoppers, 416-222-TIPS, anonymously.
Inspector, the Parkside camera's been taken down 7 times. Why at this point have police not been able to at least identify a vehicle, a suspect, some sort of additional piece to say this is potentially who we think it is? I mean, why is it only now that we're getting security images after it's been taken down so many times and the 16 cameras were taken down overnight?
I must say, this is an ongoing investigation, and it's been ongoing for the last several months from the first occurrence occurred. So we're actively canvassing, speaking to residents. And again, I must say, we're appealing to the public. If anyone see any persons who appears to be suspicious around these cameras, please call police.
Is it always 2 people going after the Parkside one like you have in this photo?
At this time, I cannot comment on that. As again, as indicated, it's very active.
Inspector, can you just, these cameras being taken down, there's 17 cameras down right now in community safety zones, school safety zones, kids are back at school. How does the lack of cameras impact your officers? Does this mean you have to deploy more officers to those areas to keep an eye on things? Because the cameras are put there in part to help you guys out so that people can be clocked for speeding, but now you have to deploy actual police manpower to these areas, officers who could potentially be somewhere else doing something else.
Definitely. So we are utilizing our resources to be in that area. So as we continue to be committed to our City of Toronto Vision Zero in terms of public safety, yes. In terms of these cameras being in strategic locations, parks, residential areas where a lot of folks are walking, we have to do something in regard to these, and that's why we are doing everything we can. We're seeking the public's assistance.
I have a question.
That's it. Inspector Wallace, I'm trying to say what period of time these might have happened. So do you know which it was the first occurrence and what was the last? And was there more than one crew doing this?
Currently, we're very active with this investigation. It started a few months ago, and so we're continuing. So as these information becomes available, we will release it to the public. However, we cannot speak much about it without compromising our investigation.
Can I just ask if you've added additional resources after last night, though?
Thank you, everyone, for...
Just that one question, please. We haven't heard anybody on this.
All right.
Have you added more?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional information will be provided by way of news release. We appreciate you all coming out today. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, so not a lot of details that were released. They released the images of the person. They actually had released that before, the images of the person that was sawing down the Parkside Drive speed camera. And they say that anyone that recognizes the person is asked to come forward. They are looking for those individuals that did vandalism on 16 of the speed cameras across the city.